So now I'll share one last part as Dulce's coming up here of that story that Marcus just shared with me, that very, very few people, but at this point in my life, I don't care anymore. I was naked.
Robin had her suit on.
Because she was with her brother. She was with her brother. Not the handsome boyfriend.
Oh, God.
I'm Gayle BonDurant, and I met Robin in 1988 when she came, well, when I came back to work in the design department. And I think she'd heard stories about how extroverted I was, because when she looked at me, she looked terrified. But we became very good friends, and the thing I love about Robin was she didn't say much, but when she spoke, you listened. She was very wise, and one year my husband and I were going to go to Australia on sabbatical for 6 months, and I asked her if she could pay our bills. This is before online bill pay, and I'd written out all the bills, I'd signed them, she just had to put in the amount. And I said, compared to what you do, it's just a piece of cake. And she said, but Gayle, it's another piece of cake. she didn't want to do it. And then we used to have fiscal closing, which would take like a month, right? And it was very concentrated. And you could only talk to her if you needed a purchase order for the bookstore. And so I just love what she did. Instead of like warning us, she put up yellow caution tape around her desk. Right? She didn't have to say anything, but you did not bother this woman. Right? It was terrific. And I have really fond memories of her because she's so different than like Barb and I. We talk all the time. She didn't talk, but she's so wise. Yeah. And I have really good memories of her. Thank you.
Okay, don't be shy. Remember, you were the guy that used to swim naked in the ocean.
I'll say my memory just because I wrote it up there, but like I can't even tell you what Davis Democratic Club memory it was, but I mean, Stephen and I were, and many of you were on the Davis Democratic Club, and I was the vice president for a while, and like, Robin was just your grounding. Like you would be offline and she would just, wait for you to come back. And then and then I just know that you would fly off and the next thing I knew, I just have this memory of you standing next to me. And like she had just worked her magic on you and you looked at me and you're like, isn't she so effing hot? Like, and that love and that attraction is just, I loved that relationship, and your magic together is just, it's something that I've tried to create on with my wife, and it's beautiful, man. I really love Robin. I will miss her greatly. Thank you.
Dulce.
Okay, ready or not? This is a little tall for me. So, not ready. I made this handy little visual aid. It's either in the car or the hotel room. I don't know, and I can't deal with that right now. So, you have to use your imaginations a little. But since I am a sister, I knew Robin from when she was brought home from the hospital on a day in May 1955, and I was just on the verge of turning 5 years old myself, so a lot of years there. Visual aid. She, through the decades, has sent me so many cards, but they're always so thoughtful with her note and Stephen signing too. And it's happy birthday or holidays or whatever, congratulations, and always picking out just lovely cards or funny cards. So I'd saved quite a few of them, they just were there, so I had them strung up here like Tibetan prayer flags, and that's the visual aid that's missing, so imagine that. One of them had images from Winnie the Pooh. And her note was reminding me that at a tender young age, I read the Winnie the Pooh books to her, and she was treasuring that, even as an adult married woman living in Davis, doing university work, etc. And it was a very touching note from her, and yes, I remember reading to her, and part of it is, no one read Winnie the Pooh to me. So I was already of an age when I read to her. She was maybe, 4 or 5, not yet reading herself. But I was of an age where, this is really for younger kids, but I wanted to enjoy it, so I read it to Robin. So just, whether you're a Winnie the Pooh fan or not, let it, Tigger, I always like Tigger, but let it be part of your day. And then there's a famous, it's become famous, quote from the book that's appropriate to events like this. I'm sorry, I cannot recite it. I did not practice to talk up here. It was on the visual aid, like I made the image of it. But it has to do with how sorry Pooh is that the creatures or the persons you're most close to that's saying goodbye, but then there's the good of having known that person or critter all those years. I'm just summarizing. He says it more poetically. You may have come across it. So I just wanted to share with you that, yes, I read Winnie the Pooh to Robin, but she went much farther than I did with the literary world, and with her degree at Pepperdine, it was both communications and English, and I know through the years she continued to be a reader. She was in a book club for a while, and we didn't share regularly, but on occasion she would mention a book or send one to me. And then what touched me is that in her her last months of life, I think it was actually last summer, she read a book I recommended, and it's called California Against the Sea, and I recommended it to all of you. I found it at the library after someone spoke about it at City Hall, and I thought, I gotta find that book. And so I did. And you might think, well, you live kind of far from the sea, but the water that can bring disasters can come, one point the book makes, it can come from all directions. It can be the rivers from the mountains, it can be those irrigation systems, it can be the phenomenal higher level of rainfall and all of that. So this book is worth reading, and I commit to finishing it. Robin picked up on my idea, read it through, and then let me know at the end it has hopeful information. It's like, okay, gotta finish it. But I was leaving on a trip up north involving seeing friends and a cruise ship out of Seattle to Alaska, so I didn't finish that library book. I have checked it out again. I will finish it. Okay, my commitment. So just to go on to one other thing, sitting here in this lovely garden, the last time I was here was winter. December 2023. I do not remember a field of wildflowers. Yeah. I do not remember, I think those are wild version roses. Yeah. I remember there being a little friction maybe between, does this yard have a space for roses or not? And it's a marriage, right? So even how the yard is created and continually created, that's a discussion. I think Robin and Stephen probably handled it really well. So if you ever have that little debate going on about do we do roses or succulents or anything else, talk to Stephen. So I see the lifeguard tower is still there. It used to look so tall, but so much has grown tall. It's not that huge, like it's not that imposing, but it's there. I like that it's there. Maybe I'll go sit in it later. I know there's redwood trees around the corner. I like that a lot. I don't remember the roses being here. I thought it was this little patch over there that was designated for roses. And I helped Robin clear out some crud last time I was here. So I'll just wrap it up with that. This is totally off the cuff. I didn't rehearse, because the only words that kept coming to me was 4 words: Robin is gone now. And I thought, what do I do with that? Do I turn it into a haiku? No, Steve is the haiku man. Read his haiku. And I just never went further with like singing her praises, accomplishments. But I know that's because I'm with all of you, and you can all do that. Some of you already have, even the musicians. So I'll leave it at that. Storytelling, sharing books, the garden, a really wonderful marriage, yes. Stephen and Robin together. So a blessing in my life, and to all of you also. Thank you.
Hello.
See, I'm terrible at this sort of thing. It's the crutches and the cane are temporary, but they're getting me through a little rough patch. You got it.